It's a novel about a young player. He's 19 years old. He's been released by his Premier League club where he's been through the academy system, always with the expectation of success, a career at a high level. But he, like the vast majority of those lads, has not been given a contract, and so he finds himself flailing, doesn't know what to do. So he unlike lots of his contemporaries, he does actually find a contract, but lower down, so in League Two. And so he moves across the country, moves down south and joins a League Two side, but feels alone and increasingly confused. This is the thing where I never quite know how much of the plot to give, but I've let go a little bit. The thing that he becomes increasingly confused about is his feelings sexually. He begins to realise that he doesn't quite understand his attraction towards a certain person, because he's grown up in a culture where that's not the norm. It's not something that he's ever realised was a normal aspect of life. So in that sense, it's a gay football novel, and it also has this other strand to it of parallel character, a main character in it, who is the wife of one of the players, and the novel follows, and the two storylines dovetail to a certain extent, follows her life, and it's in a way that she has a similar emptiness, in that she's seeking her identity. She doesn't know who she is, she doesn't know her purpose, and all of that revolves around the strange particular world of football and the people that it tries to create, or the particular templates that it tries to create for people, whether you're a player or you're a wag, and the novel is mainly interested in what happens if you realise you don't actually fit into that template. It feels to me a completely appropriate place to be, because given the subject matter of the novel, Dulwich Hamlet seems to me to be an institution that is actually interested in combating homophobia. There is, I feel, a certain superficial lip service that is paid towards that, with football clubs and football as an institution saying very loudly, oh, we're very much against homophobia, we want to do everything we can to combat it, but actually you've got to actually do something. You've got to actually show that you mean that, rather than dressing it up. And I think that that's about a wholehearted, comprehensive approach to it that begins with the youngest players, the children coming into the club, and goes right through and makes it normal for them, rather than media statements that mean nothing, which I think is sort of where we're at. I think that the environment at the moment is very much one where football as an institution is waiting for a player or players to come out and then say, oh, this is great, the taboo's gone, it's fantastic, we're all behind it. But actually it's not about the individuals, it's about the football clubs, it's about the FA, and it's about all the institutions around football doing a lot more work to normalise homosexuality within football. In some ways it was more enjoyable than other novels that I've written, because I was writing about memories, material that are just deep inside me, from childhood, of going to football matches, and a lot of the sort of periphery of my knowledge of football, facts and figures and players and teams and stadiums and grass and all that stuff is there, and I liked that. But it's also difficult because the book very much attempts to give a real picture of the inside of a football club, or certainly of a particular kind of football club, and it's not necessarily a good picture of a healthy place. And so there's a discrepancy there between my feelings, my love of football, and my discomfort at some of the things that I have had to imagine going on inside a football club behind the closed doors. The atmosphere, the culture of a lot of football clubs has changed to the extent where you would feel more comfortable, but it's not changed anywhere near enough. You go to most football grounds now and you sit in certain places or stand in certain places and you would feel deeply uncomfortable, because I would say the majority of football matches that I go to, I will witness some form of homophobia. However subtle it is, it's there, as is racism, and all sorts of bigotry. A lot of it's quite coded, but it's there, and it just feels somewhat glacial, the pace of change. It's getting there, but it's not getting there fast enough.